I feel like the whole world wants you to rush, get a car, go to college, get a woman, settle down, have a family, get a job. And it was amazing, man, because I just got back from doing another trip to Atlanta. I was locked in with London on the track, and we was working on some stuff for Young Thug. What I wish I would have studied was more business. I got all the equipment, I got all the sense, but where are my royalties going? I'm trying to get some generational wealth. I'm trying to get some millions from my family and to see if my grandkids can have some sort of trust. That's a lot of work, bro. Hey, man, what's your number? I asked him for it. I got Metro's number, bro. I send him loops now. You know what I'm saying? I send the Metro Boomin', bro. It's still gonna be you at the end of the day. You're still gonna get old and you're still gonna die.
W tym odcinku będę rozmawiał z Macshooterem, czyli z producentem ze Stanów Zjednoczonych, który produkował dla takich artystów jak Lil Baby, Lil Durk, Kodak Black, Future oraz wielu innych mainstreamowych artystów ze Stanów Zjednoczonych, ale nie tylko. Ostatnio z Macshooterem rozmawialiśmy około rok temu na moim filmie. Ten film bardzo dobrze się przyjął, za co jestem naprawdę wdzięczny. Także postanowiłem, że po roku trzeba nagrać kolejny odcinek. Tym razem nie będziemy robić razem bitu, ale porozmawiamy o bardzo wielu kwestiach, m.in. o tym, czym zajmuje się Macshooter na co dzień, nad czym pracuje, ponieważ ma on cały czas nowe projekty oraz podzieli się on naprawdę wieloma radami, nie tylko dotyczącymi produkcji, ale też tak naprawdę życia i podejścia, mentalności itd., itd. Jest to naprawdę wyjątkowy odcinek, który polecam obejrzeć do końca i to naprawdę każdemu, nawet jeżeli nie jesteś producentem. Także życzę wam miłego oglądania i już zaczynamy. What's going on, guys? Today I'm with Macshooter again.
What's up, guys? We're back, man.
Last time we spoke, it was almost like a year ago, and you've made hella progress. So let us know what drives you to push even harder and like reach new goals, basically.
Hey, man, shout out to everybody over at the EVZ family, man. You know, I've been seeing the comments on the last video, bro. Hey, we really appreciate that, man. Y'all keep supporting my boy, man. He's a good content creator, good producer, bro. What drove me is just like the fact that I already got so far. So it's like, I know I didn't come this far just to get this far. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know there's probably some more out there for me waiting in terms of what I can do with my abilities, bro. And anybody watching this, I'm pretty sure it's the same for you. There's a lot more stuff out there, bro. For real, for real. So yeah, we got a bigger studio, more equipment, and yeah, we're just dropping a bunch of new stuff every week. Locked in, man. Locked in time.
Yeah, it's great. You've been going crazy. And like, I gotta ask you about the placements, right? And the snippets. Like, it's Lil Durk, Polo G, Kodak, and all of that other stuff. It's crazy. So, whole bunch of new releases, right? And I gotta ask you about the specific single with Lil Baby. Like, you produced it with Weezy, with QBs like legends. Tell me more about the single. We gotta know.
Hey, man, like, I'll be going back to that single every now and then, bro. Like, Lil Baby has been on the list for a long time, bro. I'm pretty sure that's on every producer's list, man. I think how that came about, or I know how it came about, like, it was a lot of people on it, bro. I think it was like 7 people on it, man, because there was some miscommunication issues, but at the end of the day, we all got it solved when it came to Juco's cut, Q Beats' cut, and everybody. Like, we had to split all that up. It came about when I was making a starter a couple years ago, and I sent that starter out, and the co-producers, KB, had used that starter, but he also used something from Juco too. We just didn't know. And when it got placed, Juco had called me saying like, yo, does that sound familiar to you? And he played me one of his stuff. I'm like, okay, something's going on here. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of stuff got mixed up when it came to the melody, but all that got cleared. Q Beats had got a hold of it because they were working with KB, and Q Beats also did something along with their co-producer Klimper Boy, who signed to them. And then they sent it off to Weezy. There were just so many people on it though, man. Like, it's a long story, but at the end of the day, like, that's the history right there. But shout out to Q Beats though, because they're really the ones that made the play when they sent it off to Weezy, man.
Great, bro. And also the Latin Platinum, right? That was even crazier. Like, how did that happen, bro? Like,
Jaco, what else? Q Beats, once again, bro, they're the freaking goats. They got a lot of the connections, bro. So when they send stuff off, I try to make sure I get a couple labs in their packs, and they just end up being used, you know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, like, we've been working hard just to get that sound design, that ear, trying to make really good samples, bro. So when it comes to Q Beats sending me starters and stuff, like, I try to go crazy. And so when they sent it off, let me see, they sent it off to Smash David, exclusive, I think. You know, Smash David's a goat when it comes to, you know, getting songs on top, especially in the Latin scene. So he got one with Jaco, and then boom, the rest is history once again. So a lot of my placements really do come, I would call it like a form of luck, I would say, but straight up consistency. I make a lot of melodies, bro, you know, and I did like a ratio number, like 100 melodies just to get like 2 placements or something, bro. Honestly, it's a little draining when it comes to chasing songs, but if you just love making loops, if you love making samples, if this is your life, bro, like if you literally breathe this, then it shouldn't be a problem, you know. And a lot of the samples will find a home, whether it be with a small artist or a major artist, but I wouldn't say it's something to completely focus on, you know what I'm saying? Until you get like the opportunities to where people are hitting you up every day, that's when it really becomes super fun, because now you know, like, okay, at least I get a shot at this, you know, instead of just making melodies and sending it out to a random email list. I would rather say to build, you know, build with some people that are working with the smaller artists, and the smaller artist may tap you in with somebody else's producer. Like, there's a lot of roads that can kind of be drawn out, a lot of variables when it comes to this music stuff, man. I got crazy stories that just randomly happen. It's just all random. It's crazy.
That's a fact. And like you got some big names on your like email list, right? So what's your advice when it comes to sending out stuff and really networking, really making those connections, really like meeting those people as well?
I try to make it as exclusive as I can, and I stopped sending out weeklies and I stopped dropping sample packs because there will be like kind of too many industry producers using my stuff like in the past like year and a half or past like 2 years. You never know where your stuff is going too. Like, that's another thing. You might go to Instagram Reels and hear your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff can get lost. Stuff can get like word of mouth is crazy. But there was a lot of industry producers that started opening my emails, and I had to like cut my list down, take out the people who weren't using my stuff, you know what I'm saying? And putting loops to the side too. I used to send out those and then put them in a sample pack, and the whole world will have them. So I've tried to kind of prioritize a little bit of exclusivity because I'm working with the top dogs now a little bit. I ain't there yet. Like, I ain't Q Beats yet, bro. But you see how they keep their stuff super exclusive. Like, you can't get a pack from them. I ain't get a pack from them in a minute either, bro. I ain't gonna lie. So you never know. But in terms of that, I just like to prioritize the connection, the relationship. Like, yo, what you working on, what you need. Most of the time they don't respond. And sometimes when they do respond, they just say, just keep sending whatever you got, bro. But yeah, I try to keep it exclusive, you know, a couple people. At the end of the day, man, it's like, I'm trying to get some records, bro. You know, I'm hungry for some records. I'm hungry for some songs. And I'm super easy on the contracts, bro. So I let that stuff get cleared. You know what I mean?
And would you say that, I mean, it's kind of obvious, but your sound is basically has a strong impact on those connections, probably. Like, people just want your sound. It's not like you're just random producer. You got your own unique sound. You do your own shit. Would you say that that's the case as well?
Hey, I hope that's the case. I can't really, because every producer has like a habit to get in their head and overthink and kind of judge themselves from other people's perspectives. Like, that's a huge one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm kind of judging myself from another producer's perspective. Like, you know, so I don't know what they look at me as, whether it be like a sample maker or a looper or whatever, or a producer. If anything, just look at me as somebody who's just trying to make music. You know, I don't really want to put a label on it. So I hope my sound is getting solidified. You know, I got a bunch of synths and stuff, but like, when you do the synth stuff, you think of probably Des Wright or I don't know, Deuce or Moulin, the low-key sample makers. Or no, Des Wright's pretty big, but you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't say there's a specific sound I have. I kind of like to do everything, you know. I'm trying to experiment a lot. So when it comes to experimental stuff, like, yeah, you can say that's my sound. I love to experiment. I hope that's what they're looking for when they get those emails. But I'm pretty sure it's already there, bro. We just got to keep working.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And like, do you have a manager or a lawyer at this point, and what he does for you if you got one? Like, for those who don't know.
I feel like that's a huge mistake on my end, especially being young in the industry. The thing about it is that my dad is like my manager. He's like my personal manager, and we kind of look over the contracts ourselves. I don't recommend anybody do this, but I use ChatGPT to read my contracts. Hey, it gets the job done, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this AI, bro, you got to utilize this AI, man. But no, get you a lawyer, bro. If anybody's watching this and you got some placement opportunities, or not even opportunities, if you got a song that's about to come out, like, get you a lawyer, bro. That's one thing I procrastinated on, and that's on me, bro. I take full responsibility. The reason why I haven't got one is because I haven't really found anybody that really clicks. And that's because I really haven't been looking either. I hope no industry people are watching this, because that's when you don't have a lawyer or like a professional manager, that's when people like to take advantage of you. But I'm always on the lookout for anything, you know. I got a pretty decent sized catalog, you know. I'm able to negotiate a little bit. But yeah, get you a lawyer and get you a manager. I've also heard like stories about weird managers. So I kind of just stayed on the outside when it came to the business stuff. I didn't go too deep and sign with everybody and make a deal instantly. Like, you know, I've even started my own publishing company. So I'm trying to just keep it as independent and as much as within the family as possible. So I'm pretty sure I even got a lawyer in the family I'm gonna probably use. But being young is your leverage, okay? Because even though you don't have have time, you still have more time than a lot of other people, you know what I'm saying, that are probably either like 30 or 40. And it's not a competition, but if you have that youth, then you get to take some time to really build your world, bro, you know, especially if you already have some sort of fan base or some sort of audience that you can sell product to. Like I know there's this 15-year-old kid named ZHN. He sells kits. Like he makes money, bro. You know what I'm saying? On the internet. 20, 30 years ago, that wasn't even possible. When it comes to like being in a fast-paced environment, take your time when it comes to building yourself and mastering yourself. I feel like the whole world wants you to rush, get a car, go to college, get a woman, settle down, have a family, get a job. You gotta like, I kind of learned how to like, you know, and some people don't have that. Some people don't have, they may not have the time to really take some time away to master themselves because of COVID. For me, when I was still in school, COVID took the whole school part out of my life. And it gave me like years to master my craft. In today's world, you don't got no COVID. You got to go to school. You got to focus on something. But this journalist and author and this self-help guru named Dan Coe, he also says that if you take 1 to 2 hours a day by yourself to just write out something or figure out something, like that's plenty enough time that you need, bro. 365 hours a year, bro. That's plenty enough time to master something, you know? And I would just say to master your mental, master yourself, and focus on trying to get your goals and your results, bro.
I think that's something that people ignore a little bit. Like they just not planning all of that stuff, not taking time to really just visualize everything and really like just think also, like just think, like just open their mind to it. And that's what I think they also should do, right?
100%. And like I said, some people may not have the time, but you got to make the time, bro, especially in the music, any industry that you get into. Like the thing about it is that your time can be sucked away by like so many tasks and so many people, you know? You may have a boss, you may have a kid, you may have a wife, you know? When should you ever have time for yourself? I know that's kind of off topic off of manager and lawyer. We're
cool.
definitely not talking about but I'm trying to loop these in by saying like you can manage a lot of the stuff yourself, bro, if you just take the time out to do it, you know, and take the time out to figure out stuff. I was just saying that because a lot of people, I see a lot of people jump into deals, they jump into managing deals, they jump into co-pub deals, they don't even know what they're signing, they don't have a lawyer when they're signing it, you know. And I feel like that's because we live in such a fast-paced world that people are, the social norm is that you're, as soon as you turn this age, you got to do this. Like I don't even have a car yet, bro, you know what I'm saying? I could get it, like I could get a car, but I don't go nowhere. I'm just at home, I'm working, bro, you know. And I don't want to seem cliche, bro. Like go out there and enjoy your life, go to the movies. Like I chill too, bro. I relax a lot at the crib, and a lot of my friends are out in different states, so I don't really have nobody to hang out with here. And sometimes it kind of drew me a little crazy, but that's why I travel, I get out, I get on the phone, I talk on Discord, but I spend a lot of time in isolation, bro.
It can drive you crazy. I know what you mean because I've been through it a little bit, but yeah, it's definitely where the growth is as well.
For facts. I would say, just to wrap up that question, don't get into stuff too fast. Take the time out to analyze your people, know who you can trust, stuff like that, bro. You don't want to end up making a mistake that can cost you for the rest of your life, like a simple mistake just because you didn't take no time to think, bro.
Yeah, for sure. And like when it comes to those crazy situations with the managers and all of that stuff, if you want, you can tell about that.
I haven't. Like I've only heard stories, man.
Oh, okay. You heard stories.
I've heard stories, but I haven't experienced yet, which is still a weird part on my end. Like I would say that I've probably avoided more problems by me like not jumping into the stuff because I was able to learn a lot more and uncover a lot more about, let's say, royalties or publishing than what a manager would try to tell me, because you know they want to take a cut or a split, but I'm able to figure out like, wait, I can try to figure out how to build something on my own and hire some people to do it for me. I don't necessarily want to like get into a like, yeah, you know, I'm really I'm not signed, bro. You know, I'm not signed to anything right now, and I collect a lot of my royalties and a lot of my mechanicals by myself, and I'm still learning how to do that. And that's because I'm trying to start a agency to where I can help younger people that were lost just like me. You know what I'm saying? Unless they want to do it themselves too, which you could always do that. But I don't know, man. I'm just trying to build foundations. I'm just trying to build my audience, bro, and trying to give them as many services and resources as possible. Trying to hire some people this year, bro, and just taking it one step at a time. But I've heard some pretty messed up stories because people decided to just instantly sign, and I'm pretty sure it was probably a desperate time for a lot of people too. But you have people stuck in deals, 360 deals. You know, that stuff exists out there, bro. If you even want to get more deep, like once you start getting a lot of power in the industry, some people may try to silence you. So yeah, bro, it's a scary place. That's why I got my dad with me all the time when it comes to traveling or even looking at contracts and paperwork and even managing the business, bro. Because that's really the only person I can really like trust like that. And it's not like that for everybody. So at the end of the day, you just gotta trust your gut.
And it's still like stuff nobody talks about, I feel like.
Yeah, like it's still the norm to instantly get a manager, instantly get a lawyer. It's like, oh, hold on. I gotta figure out like what I'm doing here. I gotta figure out what my purpose is. I gotta figure out like you know?
Way before you mentioned about AI, I was not about asking about that, but you mentioned it. So I was like, what do you think about AI? And also, do you use it in any of your like kids or whatever? Do you tried it? Like, what's your take on AI right now?
I'm on two sides of the coin when it comes to AI. On one side, I know it can be used as a tool, bro. But I'm not gonna be completely naive to the fact that it can be dangerous because it's getting super advanced. It's turning full pictures. It's turning pictures into like old pictures or creating new timelines. Like it's turning those into like moving videos. I'm like, bro, and it's looking pretty real too, bro. So I hope that people have the ability to put like limits on how powerful it can really get, bro, because it's looking like it's getting super powerful. But I ain't tripping or worried though, man. Like I don't think it's gonna take over humanity, at least for the next 50 to 100 years, bro, because it's moving really fast. So there could be a possibility that I might do that within the next 50 years, bro. But still, though, right now I think it's in a baby process. I use ChatGPT a lot, though. I talk to it. I put files in it. I put screenshots in it, and it's not the most reliable source. Like not at all. It's not the most reliable source, but it helps with a lot of stuff. Like for example, when I needed help trying to set up my new pedal chain, like I asked ChatGPT, like, where does this go? Where does that go? On the first try, I got it. I'm like, okay, cool. Even though that's something you could have figured out just with general knowledge, I needed a guide. I needed somewhere to go to, and people will go to Google. But now you have a Google that talks back with the power of searching the whole web, bro. So I think it's powerful and you got to use it for the right reasons. And if you integrate it correctly, it can save you a whole lot of time, bro. But just like in humanity, bro, someone's going to use it for some malicious intent. And I feel like there's going to be an event that's going to happen that's going to look at AI differently. It's going to change AI forever. So I don't know what that might be. I hope it's not harmful to nobody, but hey, you never know how this stuff might go, man.
That's a fact. And going more into your craft and stuff that you do, because you do a lot of stuff, which is like impressing. So I want to ask you first about the ProducerGrind collab. It was like a mentorship or like a course, something like that. You can talk more about this a little bit. Like it was a drum kit as well. What was the collaboration about, and did they reach out to you as well?
Yes, sir. Yeah, they reached out to me, man. It was because of TB Digital, bro. Like anything to do with ProducerGrind, I'm gonna say it like this. Like when people see me in ProducerGrind, I just want to let y'all know, like anything that has to do with me and them is all because of TB Digital, bro. Like people kind of overlooked what this dude did for the producer community, and he helped me a lot because he got me in contact with Steven Cymatics, and I still work with him, you know what I'm saying? And I still lock in with TB. But when it comes to the ProducerGrind collab, like they were trying something new. They were experimenting with a series they wanted to do, like with courseware and stuff like that, to get people's eyes and ears specifically on the producer and what their process is like. And I was the first one for that. I don't think they ever did another one after me though. Everything kind of like crumbled a little when it came to ProducerGrind. TB Digital left. Now they just post like podcast clips on their Instagram. I don't really know what they're up to right now. But that was kind of like the last big drop that they really had. And I'm not saying it's because of me or nothing. I'm just saying like what it is. Like when that happened, I flew out to Atlanta and I did some content. I did a whole course and it was amazing, man, because I just got back from doing another trip to Atlanta. I was locked in with London on the track and we was working on some stuff for Young Thug. So right after that, I flew out to Atlanta to do some sound design. So I had one trip purely based on placements and industry, and then another trip purely based on sound design and personal brand building.
Great.
That's a dream, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That was amazing, bro. If you're thinking of doing anything like producing, definitely try to include both building your personal brand and getting placements. Never put your eggs in one basket, man. Like never put all your eggs in one basket. Definitely split it up. Like Cymatics or Steven has a different ideology saying like you got to go hard in one area in order to really get far. But I feel like jack of all trades, master of none. Still, you have a lot of skills that you can build. If you focus on 2 to 4 things a day, at least put an hour into it for a year straight, like you'll be better than the person that just put all their attention into one thing. Me personally, you know, I feel like that's how I'm able to kind of do so much, but it also strips me away of my time. So anyway, that's what sound designing and placements. But with the ProducerGrind collab kit, I flew out there, I did some content. It was a masterclass I did, and people still cop it to this day, bro. I think it was like $97 or something. Like, I don't know, man. But it was really fire, bro. And on top of that, it gave me some challenges too, because I was on time schedules. I had to be at the studio studio at this time. You know what I'm saying? I had to Uber around here, but it was a great experience because it was purely monetizing my knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like people bought that masterclass because I'm teaching them something. To me, that's still incredible, bro. And that's why I feel so grateful and blessed to be here. You can see in all my videos that I'm always thanking my viewers and supporters for getting me here, because I will be nothing without my personal brand, without the people that subscribe to me and that got a free kit, about a $5 kit, $50, 100. Like, you know what I'm saying? It all helped me and my family, bro. So I'm forever in debt to my people, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. But you work for it, so.
Of course, I do. I do.
And still, when it comes to producer grind, what do you think about the whole situation? Because in my country, not a lot of people know it, but they still, like, when it comes to producers, they tapped in a little bit. So what do you think about the whole stuff? Because TB left, and we know that he was the main guy, basically. So what's going to happen right now? What do you think?
I think TB is going to do his own thing, and Producer Grind is still going to keep doing what they're doing. You know, like, you're right. I feel like TB was the face of Producer Grind, man. But now he has Club Experiment. Go cop from him, clubexperiment.com. But Producer Grind is still doing that thing, man. Like, Producer Grind is always gonna have a fan base. You know, they're always gonna have an audience, because even though TB was the face, like, you know, you had Dylan, you had Carrington, you had JB, you had a lot of phases of people coming in and out. So I feel like for them, this is just another phase, the no TB era. How they gonna do that? It's just time, man. Nothing lasts forever, bro. So, hey, you really just gotta be grateful for how much time that you spent and just live in the moment, man, because we could be thinking about so much stuff in the past in our imagination, and then we could think about so much stuff in the future in our imagination, but we forget, like, we right here, bro. You know, we right here. I'm feeling this chair right now.
Yeah.
So, if anything, don't cry because it's gone. Smile because it happened, bro. You know what I'm saying? Smile because you got to experience TB Digital, you got to experience Producer Grind, you got to experience their drum kits. I did a collab kit with them, you know. So yeah, that's how I look at it, man.
You got some great thoughts and like positive mindset, but do you always have it? Like, do you even break down? Even like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, 100%. I break down, bro. I cry, dude. I just like, bro. If anything, I struggle more with trying to stay on this type of timing, bro. Some days I'm completely out of it. I don't do nothing. You know, I got all this gear, all this sense, all this whole studio, but I kind of take it for granted. You know, some days like I get in my head a lot of the times, bro. Like that's why I need a break. I'm balancing so many things. I get overwhelmed 24/7, bro. You know, but it's not to the point where it's draining me. It's something that's like pushing me. Every time that I do get down, I'm never in a state of mind where I'm like, oh, this is it. It's over. Like I can't do this anymore. Like, you know, it's always more of like, I gotta figure it out. Like every time something strikes me and it's not good, it's not helping me. It's pulling me down. I'm like, I gotta figure it out. Like, yeah, I'll feel sad. Yeah, I'll feel mad, bro. But like, I gotta keep going. I gotta figure it out, man, because I've already put myself in a position where there is no going back. You know, for me, I'm still getting my general education diploma. So I've been technically a dropout for a year, 2 years in that now, bro, you know, and it's kind of scary because like there's no college opportunities and no job opportunities. If this all crashes, this all could crash tomorrow. Internet could be gone tomorrow. I had to go find a job. I ain't got no degree, no nothing. I'm on the edge here. I'm just now trying to rebuild a little bit back. I'm trying to end up going to school one day, potentially get a diploma in college, bro, you know, when it comes to the education. But right now, like since I've been able to sell kits, even drop my first virtual instrument, collect my royalties, get paid off of YouTube, you know what I'm saying? I'm able to kind of maximize my streams of income. And now I'm trying to start sell merch. You know, you see the merch, bro. I say all that to say that with so much stuff that I'm doing and the pressure of not following social norms, not having a car, not having a girlfriend, or not having that many friends, a lot of that can kind of hit me and be like, damn, did I mess up somewhere? Did I really kind of take this a little too far instead of kind of balancing out my social life and school life? And I don't know. Most people say that I kind of like did it in my own space, you know, and I'm able to kind of keep dropping kits and even keep my business going. Like that's a blessing within itself. But sometimes to me, I'm like, damn, maybe I didn't grind hard enough, bro. One thing I'm trying to do to get that all figured out is realize and take it slow. And like I said, live in the present, bro. A lot of my depression came from me thinking about something that happened in the past or me being anxious in the future. But because I calmed my mind down and I just stopped talking in my head and in person, like I just kind of like cooled it, I've just been feeling way better because now I just get to be in the moment and live my life, you know. And now when I'm studying for my general education diploma, I really don't want to put a time limit on it. I'm gonna just get it, take some classes in college, meet some new people, in a few years, I don't know, maybe settle down. Nah, not in a few years, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's not always grind set every day, man, for real. But everybody struggles with that, bro. Even people like Justin Bieber. You saw what Justin Bieber said. Like, he said, like, man, like Justin Bieber has insane imposter syndrome, bro. Like, sometimes I feel like I don't really deserve the stuff that I worked for, you know? When people say, like, oh, you deserve all of it, you know, you could say all that, but I have a little bit of imposter syndrome too, bro. And that Justin Bieber stuff just made me realize, like, it don't matter how many external masks that you have. What you have, money, employees, you accomplish this, you accomplish that. At the end of the day, like, you're still human, bro. And you're still gonna fight. You're still gonna deal with death. You're still gonna deal with sickness. You're still gonna deal with getting old. Even though you have so many things to mask that up. Like, you could have jets, you could have money, you could have cars, you could have all the sense, everything. You can move to a beach. But at the end of the day, man, like, it's still gonna be you by yourself, bro. It's still gonna be you at the end of the day. You're still gonna get old and you're still gonna die.
That's some things that people not thinking about in the internet. Like, they don't see it. Like, you can be like, wow, this guy is successful and all of that stuff, but yeah, he a real human being, and like, it's not always like, oh yeah, I'm the shit, I'm doing all this, and yeah, watch me and all of that stuff. Nah, like, people have those like worst times sometimes. Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to really make the default mood is that I'm him, you know, I'm the shit. I'm trying to make that the default mood. Like, moving like that is best because you're moving with conviction and confidence. The greats are great, like Michael Jordan or Michael Jackson, is because they weren't like shy. They had to get up out that mind space and kind of reinvent themselves. And that's where I feel like I'm in the space of. I'm currently in the middle of reinventing myself. I'm trying to reinvent stuff that I do, my thinking patterns. Like, right now, I'm more of in like a self-development stage in this period. Like, I'm still making music, but I'm trying to get better at getting my diet right. You know, I'm trying to get better at staying away from, I don't know, parties or substance like that. You know, I'm trying to get better at balance my time when it comes to relaxing. I'm trying to get better at getting up early. Like, I was late today because I got up a little late because of last night, bro, you know? I'm trying to get better at that. So I'm really not focused too much on creating music, but more of trying to create the life that I want for myself in terms of my scheduling and my habits, bro. Because, bro, like, I'm about to get into my 20s, bro. I don't want to go into my early 20s kind of droughted and lost. And even though that's not bad at all, you're not supposed to have it figured out. But I know what I want in life. For real. Like, I'm pretty sure I figured out what I want to do for a long time is that make music, build my personal brand, drop sound banks, you know, make VSTs, make instruments. I want to make contact banks, you know, I want to do like Spitfire. So I know what I want to do. And I know I got the potential. So why am I still like lost and confused, you know? That's kind of one thing that I kind of put too much on myself is too much expectation because of social media, I would say, and because of seeing everybody with the cars and everything. But when I was in school, when I have social media like that on my phone, it was just completely blank. I felt way better because I wasn't comparing myself to nobody. I was going to school and I'm like, hey, what's up, bro? What you getting for lunch? Like, you know, sometimes it's not good to focus on the bigger picture. Sometimes it's just good to come back and like think small, bro, you know, and do things one at a time. You'll get way farther than doing that, man, because everything's clear. You're not looking left, right, diagonal, up, down. Like, you're looking straight, bro. And that's what I'm trying to do. Just look straight. I know what I got to do. Let me just do it.
That's a great mindset. And other than like the self-improvement and trying to stay present, what would you say helps you to manage all of the things that you gotta do?
Getting up early and going to sleep early. Like that right there, if you're coming in, that's why I can't complain. The reason why I don't be complaining and trauma dumping is because I know everybody got the same 24 hours. And I know that for me, I could be somewhere in Uzbekistan. I don't have to be in America. And there's nothing wrong with Uzbekistan. I'm just saying, I could have been born in a war-torn territory. You know, I could have been born and there's a war going on right now. That's the reality for a lot of people. The reality for a lot of people is that they're born and they don't have clean water. They don't have hot water. Some people are born in prison. Some people are born in North Korea in prison because their father broke a political law and now the whole family's sentenced to a life of hard labor. I've been doing a lot of research, bro. Because we gotta get real with ourselves. You can't be complaining, bro. You know, if you have warm water, if you got food, you can't be complaining if you're able to get a job, if you're even working a job. So like, I don't complain about nothing because to me, I feel like I don't really deserve none of this. I'm not different from everybody else. I'm a human being too that was just born just like everybody else. I don't deserve none of this. I work hard so I don't have to go back to being in poverty, you know? But still, I could work hard and have no results. You ever think about that? Like, we think we're owed something, but we're really not, bro. We're really not. And life is life. And life is a game of randomness. And anything can happen. Knowing that, you can't have no problems, bro. I mean, you can have problems, obviously. Don't let that take away from the fact that you can feel bad. You can feel sad. You can experience emotions like that. But just always remember that there's probably somebody out there that will snap of a finger, will trade their problems out for yours. And like I said, that's not to beat down on somebody else who is possibly like getting mad or like getting frustrated within the situation. Like, no, like you're going to experience emotions as a human, but just always remember and have that kind of gratitude, the fact that you're in the position that somebody would possibly, like I said, snap of a finger, be in your position. There's always somebody else there like that. So that's another thing that keeps me grounded. Whenever I'm feeling like sad or kind of complacent, I just remind myself like, wait, I get to live this life. I get to experience emotions like a human. You know, I get to breathe. I get to run. I get to put the pain on my muscles when I work out, bro. You know, even though it's like, oh, I'm tired, I'm doing all that. Instead of focusing on being tired, focus on being the fact that you get to be tired. You know, you get to be tired off of running or putting in the work, bro. You know, you get to experience putting in the hard work, man. When for a lot of my life and a lot of people's life, where like you had to do it or else you won't eat, bro. But get up early and read some books, man.
Yeah.
And just remember, like, you're not alone in any of this, bro. Life is a cycle, and I think it's just gonna keep on going, bro.
Yeah, bro, I think that you just fixed somebody that is watching. I think with that speech, you just fixed somebody. Like somebody was probably not in the best place, and he just heard that, like, and I think you just fixed somebody.
Dude, when I tell you that everybody wants to be somewhere, like when you're born as somebody who has a vision, you know, and you kind of like let that seep into you for a long time, and you wanna master your self-discipline, you also have to deal with the fact that you're gonna want more. If you're an entrepreneur, you know, you're gonna want more money, more cars, you're gonna want more. So I completely understand anybody that's watching this and they're like not happy in their position. They're stuck at a job or something, bro. But like I said, man, like maybe what can help is just taking the time and taking the fact that, hey, I was born with all my limbs, or I got a working laundry machine, you know, or like I get to drink some good clean water, bro. That's it, man. You can understand when I tell you that there's so much stuff in life that you can't control. You can't even control being here. You were just put here. Like you were just born. You didn't even have a say. You know, you ever realize that? You were just born.
And now you gotta pay the bills. You was just born.
Now you gotta pay taxes.
Yeah.
Now you gotta grow up. Now you gotta watch your parents leave. Now you gotta do this. You don't have a say. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. You're in control, but you're also not in control, bro. Like I said, it's full of randomness. Being born was random. You're gonna get born on this day at this time. You're gonna have a social security number. You're gonna go here. You're gonna do this. That's it. That's like the motto and the layout for everybody. You do this. You go to school. You get a family. And because of technology, people like me and a lot of other kids was able to kind of break out of that system and do whatever they want to do and grow their own business. And like I said, also be aware that the internet can be deleted tomorrow. Oh, sorry, the sales are down. You got to go get a job down the street. You got to be okay with that because that's just something you can't control. I can't ever get mad at something that I have control of or I could have made a better decision of. You know what I'm saying? Like I always get back to myself saying like, I didn't have to get so emotional or I didn't have to yell. I didn't have to get into that argument. I could have walked away. And a lot of people love to shift the blame on something else. And I can't do that, bro, because that's when you're giving your power to something else. When you have all the power for real, unless something just, you get hit by a rock or a meteor, that's when it's like, you got to let go and accept that's the fact, that's life, bro. I don't want to make it sound too existential. Yeah, man, that's just the bottom line. You just got to be as happy as you can for as long as you can. There's no other point. Like,
yeah, I think that's actually great advice, you know, and like going back to your craft, basically, I gotta ask you about the Evermotion release. Like, are you happy with the product and are you happy with the feedback? Because I think it went pretty good. I think people were very happy with the plugin, and it wasn't like nobody noticed it dropped. Like it was like, let me say, loud drop or whatever. Like, what do you think about the whole release and the feedback?
It definitely spread in terms of how many people it got to. I never say my metrics around the world, man. A lot of people bought it, bro, and I'm glad. The thing about it is that I go back to that heavy expectation. Like sometimes Evermotion will crash. That's really it. Like crashing is it for real. And I just want to make it better. It's stable, but there's just some things in there that I want to like tweak and fix and get professionalized. And then I'm coming back and be like, bro, this is your first VST ever. This is good enough for a first VST. But there's also a part of me that's like, no, bro, you gotta make sure your products are always hitting. You know, you gotta make sure your products are 100% structured. But then I'm like, well, it's my first VST. You know what I'm saying? So it's that battle between the expectation and the reality. And I think it did good. I think it performs well. And I think you can have a lot of limitless because it's a sampler. So you can drop anything in there. You know, you could drop loops, accents, phrases, one shots in it. You can make soundscapes with it. It's a sampler, delay, instrument synth plugin. And I feel like that's why everybody catches its attention because you can drag whatever you want from any synth or a VST and kind of make it sound even better. I call it a one-shot enhancer. But some people said that doesn't do it justice because it's more than that. It's a real synth that lets you have like a therme effect to it when it comes to the sliding delays. So I think it's good and I love it. And shout out to Pirate and Sosa, my coders who made this. And I was able to work on marketing it and making some content with it. And my favorite part, sending it to a bunch of people. And I still send free copies of it everywhere. But there's tons of people that still don't know that I have a VST. They're like, what's that plugin, bro? A lot of my friends too, they're like, hey, what's up with that? I'm like, man, it keeps me motivated and excited. Like, here's one thing, man. I'm gonna tell you one thing. Anybody watching this, a cheat code, and it's easier said than done, for sure. But a cheat code to kind of growing is taking mishaps, misfortune, things that we usually see as bad, quote unquote bad, and using it for your fuel, bro. You gotta be able to do that, man. You can't ever look at something as bad and be like, well, I guess it's just my luck. Well, I guess I'm cursed. Well, I guess God doesn't like me. Because, bro, I think it's a study that we're programmed to really focus on the negative stuff in life. When negative stuff happens, that kind of messes with us the most. You know what I'm saying? It kind of messes with us the most. Like, when you get something good that happens, like, okay, yeah, we just made some money. Okay, we got a sale. Okay, cool, you know? But when something bad happens, we're like, damn, I'm put down for a couple of days. Bro, tell me I'm lying. When you're not seeing the results you want to see, like, that hurts more. That hits more than when you're like, you're getting results, right? You're doing things, right? You're taking action. But when something bad happens, that kind of like hits a little more, bro. At least for me, bro.
For sure. Like, sometimes you just ignore your wins. You'll be like, yeah, cool. And then suddenly there's a lose, and you'll be like, nah, bro.
Nah, man, my whole day. Like, exactly, bro. Bro, I say that to say this. When stuff like that happens, let's say Evermotion didn't sell as much or it crashes, like the crashing issue. I could have complained like, oh, my coders, they tripping. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, okay, cool. This is my first VST. The next one won't be doing that. And I have to figure out a way how to do that. That's part of the mindset, bro, that you're going to ask, bro. Like, that's the mindset you got to have, bro.
That's the opportunity for the improvement as well.
100%. Bro, you have to look at everything as an opportunity for improvement because you know that you can always look at it like, oh, this is messed up. Like, you can always look at something to not help you. So when you know that, like, wait a minute, it's all about my perspective and how I take things and handle things, you officially have the power to create motion off of mishaps. You would create doubt and fear and anxiety off of mishaps usually. Like, people say like there can't be no bad thoughts. Like, you're gonna have bad thoughts, but it's really only bad when you give power to it. But when you know it's a thought that isn't going to help you, you just pay no attention to it. And like I said, easier said than done. I deal with this every day. But it's just a matter of reinventing and transforming yourself to think like that on a daily basis. Like, oh, my coffee spilled. It is what it is, man. Try to look at misfortune and quote unquote bad luck as something that can kind of grow you and keep you pushing. And there's also some things that you're just gonna lash out on, bro, because that's your human emotion. I feel like mindfulness is the number one key to all this shit. It's mindfulness, bro.
It's like a superpower, for real.
The superpower. Because a lot of things happen because we get so emotional. You know, a lot of negative things happen because we can't control a lot of things, but we can control how we react, bro. Is that a fact, bro, or not? Like,
yeah, for sure. And we can control what we do with it, basically.
Control what we do with it and how we view it, bro. So if anybody's watching this, I'm sorry. This is spiraling out into some sort of like self-help podcast.
But yeah, I'm glad you're doing this because nobody doing this, and it's gonna be like the craziest video I ever made, and I think it's going great. So,
and EVZ, bro, you out of all people can understand that you might put a lot of time and focus into this video and it may do nothing.
Yeah, right.
That's just part of the process. Expectation also kind of corrodes everybody. Like, they got these expectations, bro. Like, I learned that young, that you can't expect nothing from nothing, bro. Expect the unexpected, bro, but don't really expect at all, bro. Just kind of go with the motions of life, dude.
Also, in the topic what you said, like, I saw some clip from the US streamer, like it was Phantom or whatever, like the Kai Senat friend or whatever. It was a clip of him like spilling the water, and he said something like, it's called life, you know, and I think that resonates with the things you said.
Everything is a lesson, man. Good and bad is everything is a lesson, bro.
So going back again to your stuff that you put out, what about the Wavescrate Pub? You mentioned it. What's the project? What's it all about?
So Wavescrate Publishing, right? I really want it to be centered around education, but it's also going to be service. So it's going to be like half and half. I really want it to be centered around education and service, but more putting people on royalty game. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm currently learning it. I don't know everything about royalties, bro. I'm starting to learn it. I got that blue book right there with the highlighter called Everything You Need to Know About the Music Business. The reason why I'm starting Wavescrate Publishing is because number one, I feel like there's a lot of people lost when it comes to royalties, just like me, lost on contracts, they're lost on structure. And I ain't gonna start posting something on this until like late end of the year. Like I'm still studying and building this structure to collect my mechanicals worldwide, figure out how to collect PRO money for other people, you know what I'm saying? Because that's when it comes to like managing people's funds and looking at people's stuff. Like I want to also be a service to help people collect, you know? Maybe like I take a 10% split on going out and doing the work, you know, going out there and helping people, become a sub publisher for somebody, help them collect their royalties, you know, in case they don't have time to do it. And I kind of want to hire some people to do that and have a real big business when it comes to the publishing game. And the reason why I did that, bro, is because for a lot of my years, I've spent so much time putting into the craft when I feel like I should have had a good structure and balance on the craft and the business, because it's 50-50. 50% of it is craft and 50% of it is business. I don't think one really outweighs the other. Pharrell says that craft without the business is victimization. You get ripped off. I didn't know this, I didn't know that. But the business without craft doesn't exist. There's no such thing as that. You have to have both. You have to have hand in hand, bro. What I wish I would have studied was more business. I got all the equipment, I got all the synths, but where are my royalties going? I got some placements that I don't even collect on. And instead of jumping straight into a deal when somebody says, hey, we'll take 20%, instead of saying like, okay, cool, I'll give you 20, I'm saying here like, what makes you deserve 20? And how can I keep, and there's no like greed when it comes to it. I'm just trying to figure out the ins and outs of every little bit of piece when it comes to the publishing game, bro. Because I know hip hop was invented around the 1970s, bro. You know, as we got to the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s, like it really hasn't been here for like a super long time. Things are always changing and evolving, bro. Even when it comes to Spotify paying out their royalties to artists, bro, all that stuff is always being changed and reformed, bro. When it comes to knowing that and you trying to make music for a living, there's no other way except to learn the business part as well. That's what I'm trying to prioritize. Wavescrate Publishing is a signal to people saying you need to learn the business part so you don't get messed up, bro. And on top of that, there's a lot of young teenagers that are getting placements nowadays more than ever because of the internet. And I'm telling people like the whole system of school and going to work is kind of starting to crumble a little bit because of the one thing called the internet. And it's the same for starting a business. Now you can start a business with a computer or your phone. If you have access to the internet, you can make money. That hasn't been here for a long time. It's still new. It's in its baby steps. Like it hasn't even been like 100 years. You know what I'm saying? If anything, it's been like 20 to 30 years. That's not long.
It's new. It's all new.
It's very new and it's generated money. And so guess what? Streaming also generates money. You got to know how many streams you're getting. What's your percent? What's your royalty rate? You have master royalties that you got to collect. And bro, listen, like I'm trying to prioritize the education while not trying to speak too loud about it, because even though I feel like a lot of people need to know this, a lot of people will kind of like skip over this part, you know? If you really want to get really deep, like some labels wouldn't want you talking about that stuff because it's a lot of money.
They prefer to screw you over and just like, don't even listen to this guy. Don't even listen to this guy.
Hey, man, I ain't saying nothing, bro. Labels are labels. If you're a label watching this, shout out to y'all, man. Y'all are doing a good job, bro. Because that's one thing that I kind of messed up on. Like, I didn't have a manager to kind of teach me the ins and outs. I got to become my own manager. Me and my dad got to look on this together. Like, two pair of eyes are better than one pair of eyes, you know? And a lot of people may not have, their parent may be working or doing something else or handling this or handling that. But my dad is a single parent, bro. He raised me. So when it's just me and him, we locked in. You know what I'm saying? So we're trying to figure this out together and potentially create a good conglomerate. Not a bad conglomerate, but a good conglomerate. You got merch over here. You got synth sound design kits over here. And you also have education when it comes to making beats. But when you're also making beats, you also lifestyle of education on streaming and the money part and publishing and royalties. I'm just trying to be somebody who gives people some guidance, bro.
Yeah, you got the strong reason, let me say, but that was the thing I was just thinking about. Like, he got the kits, he got the content, right? He just released Evermotion and all of that other stuff, placements, right? Like, people need his loops, right? They call it him or whatever. Like, he got his own stuff and private life as well. Like, and then there is publishing stuff and learning. Like, wow, that's impressive.
Hey man, listen, on a real deeper note, you have to realize how much you can really do when you get up early, eat right, and exercise. That's like slept on for some reason. I've been there. I still oversleep, I still eat wrong, and I don't exercise as consistently as I want to. But imagine if I really did all that stuff consistently. I'm doing all this right now. Shit, I may go learn Chinese tomorrow. Bro, because we underestimate how powerful the brain is, man. If you just stop eating McDonald's, listen, I ain't finna get.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But
Like,
bro,
we pose on ourselves, we like limit our potential because
don't do that.
We can use like not even 100%, but we can use like some percentage of our brain, but we using even less because of our lifestyle. Really,
I'm telling you. And we look on social media and we're like, man, I wish I can do that. You can. You just gotta make a little bit of lifestyle choices, bro. And I ain't here to flex. I'm here to tell you that you can do the same thing I'm doing. My message to anybody taking this from video, my message is that forget looking at me. Look inside yourself, bro. Forget looking at Jake Paul. Forget looking at all these people with money. Forget looking at anything else. Look what's inside, bro. And realize like you can do the same thing as me. And there's gonna be plenty of room for you to do it because there's billions of people that can shop with you. Billions is a lot of people, bro. I don't know how many people in the world are getting phones, but someone's getting a phone right now. They got their first phone today. Going on TikTok, scrolling. New opportunities are being created every day, man, that you can monetize on and potentially get you a house off of, bro, because you work so hard selling your good product, man. And you're doing it the legal way, bro. You're paying your taxes, bro. But all I'm trying to say is that, hey, stop sleeping on yourself, bro, because I'm still there. And I'm telling you, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to sleep on myself. I have the time in the day to do all this, man. You know, if I put an hour a day, unless music, because music got to be like 7-8 hours, you know what I'm saying? Music got to be like 6-7-8 hours. But if I'm putting an hour a day of learning the piano, 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, reading a book, 2 pages a day, every day for a year straight, you can get far, man. You can master some skills, bro. 2 years, I would say. Focus on the long run and always put purpose over pleasure, man.
that's a fact. It just gets you right in the long term.
Telling you, bro. I've been on both sides of the coin, bro. Right now I'm in the middle, transitioning over to reshaping what I'm doing. But I've been there where I'm like, I'm lazy. Let me order some food. Let me order some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's even worked for me because I have the funds to do it. So I can just get whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? Not whatever I want, but I can eat whatever, order whatever, go wherever. Like, you know, like I'm not kind of tied down to anything. And because of me, like I know I have a slightly addictive a personality. So when it comes to bad habits, I kind of get hooked onto it. I like to eat so much bull crap, you know? I've been on both sides of the coin. And I rather take getting up early, exercising, eating right any time of the day. The regret always hits me every time I'm like looking at bull crap or I'm not supposed to be eating this junk. It always gets me. It's not worth it, bro.
That's a system that's keeping you on the track. Some people say that's wrong, like you should enjoy this and all of that stuff, but I think like we should kind of sometimes tell us like, nah bro, you can do better when it comes to like bad habits and all of that stuff.
Of course, we could always do better, man. But at the end of the day, bro, enjoy yourself. Try not to overindulge. That's my problem. I overindulge a little bit. But when it's all said and done, bro, just work hard on yourself, man.
And like when it comes to your new crib, like hella music gear, what would you say about investing in your career? Because you do it, I see a lot. Like we see the pedals, we see the synths, the guitar, all of that stuff, and also like you invest in merch. That's a kind of investment too. So what would you say about investing in your music career?
Investing in yourself is probably the best thing, bro. Because like I said, instead of kind of putting your time, energy, and money into other things, you can just put it into your development. And all this is just my work, bro. You know, it's just my work put into like gear form, or my YouTube subscribers about to hit 60K. Like it's just one thing that I'm proud of. A bunch of other things I'm proud of. But like still, I would say everybody should treat themselves to a synth or a piece of gear that you've always wanted. You know, you only live once, man. Go ahead and get that Moog 1, bro. It's only 10 grand, man, you know. At the end of the day, I feel like when you put the time and focus onto your craft, even time is an investment, like energy is an investment. Like you're not gonna be energized throughout the whole day. You're gonna have a peak and then your energy is gonna get drained. And then you go to sleep, you regain it. Energy gonna get drained. Go to sleep, regain it. But you have to really be wise with where you're putting your energy at. And a lot of days I wasn't wise. A lot of days I put my energy onto the phone, talking all all day. Boom, my energy's gone because I talked all day. You know what I'm saying? Or I put my energy into food. I exchanged eating fat foods for lower energy, bro. Everything's an exchange. So I would say when you get your first check, save half of it, but go crazy on the other half, bro. Because there's no greater feeling than buying plugins, getting synths, getting equipment, at least for me, bro. And some people, it's cars. Some people, they want to give their mom a couple $1,000s each month, you know? It's different goals that we all have, bro. But all of that is going to come putting it all within to yourself so that way you have more skills, more abilities, so you can monetize that, make some more money, impact some more people, and live a quiet life, bro. Always invest in yourself, bro. And on top of that, it's a tax write-off. Because, hey, where else are you gonna put your money, man? Like, you gotta put stuff into your business so you can write it off, bro.
That's a fact. Right now, you're a full-time producer for some time, I think. Like, what would you say is your main source of income right now?
Oh, sound kits, Wavescrate. That's my main source.
Yeah, so not placements. Many people could think like, oh, he got songs with Lil Baby, so it must be placements, but
No.
still are the sound kits. I was thinking that the royalties and all of that stuff is a bigger part than sound kits.
Well, it's relative, man. You know, everything's relative. Like, if you're somebody who has 10 songs with Lil Baby compared to my one, you're gonna get checks every month. You're gonna get checks every month, bro. And you also gotta figure out how to collect. Because when you get a song, guess what? There's not 10 agencies running up to you being like, hey, you gotta collect this, you gotta collect that, you gotta collect this. When you get a song, it's kind of quiet. You know why? Because they're like, hey, nobody's collecting this money, let's have it.
They want it,
bro,
yeah.
When there's money on the table, bro, shit gets dark, bro. It gets dark when the lights go out when there's money on the table, bro. Ain't nobody gonna be telling you where to go. They're gonna come up to you and be like, hey, you gotta collect on this, but I'll take a piece too. They're gonna want a piece of it. So you have to take the initiative to go out and educate yourself, bro. You know, you don't want to be a victim. Oh, I didn't know. And the worst part is that this information is just now starting to be released. A lot of people back in the 80s or 90s, when they were signing deals, they were just signing deals. They didn't have the internet to go to and be like, hey, should I sign? What's a 360 deal? What's that? What's a co-pub admin deal? What am I signing here? And then boom, years later when they're making hit records, they're not seeing no bread, bro. So it's really messed up for the people that didn't have the resources. My dad always tells me that. But you got no excuse now because you got the resources, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got the internet. I'm talking to you from Poland. Educate yourself as much as you can, bro. But, so I'm gonna say this. Sound kits has definitely been a #1 source of income because it's instant. While we've been on this call, I made $100. And we've been on this call for about an hour.
Yeah.
That $100 is probably going to be in my next BMI check within the next like 2 months or something. The thing about placement money is that it's long. It's like passive income. I'm going to say that is #1 because it's passive. Sound design is labor. I got to work. I got to make some sounds. It's fun as hell though. Don't get it twisted. It's fun labor. But when you get that placement, you set for life. You get royalties. You get paid every month. You get something every 3 months. You get this every 6 months. You're getting paid throughout the whole year. So I'm going to say that is
at your
both
situation, both is great. Yeah.
The thing about placements and why it's so rewarding is that like I said, you make 100 melodies, but if you get 5 placements out of the 100 and they all do good, that's thousands of dollars in your pocket, bro. And on top of that, if you love making samples and you love making melodies, hey, it's worth the 5 placements to me. On top of that, 1 placement can open up a lot of doors. You get 5. Some people get like 6 placements a year, like Jack Antonoff. Jack Antonoff is Taylor Swift's producer. He gets like 6 placements a year, 7 placements a year. One of them is in a movie. One of them is with Kendrick Lamar. One of them is with Sabrina Carpenter. One of them is with Taylor Swift. Hey, give me that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then he may have some other ones with some other TV shows and movies. Like, there's some people like that. But that's amazing to me. And those 6, 7 placements, bro, can last him years because he has a right percent on it and streaming money ain't nothing to play around with. Royalties ain't nothing to play around with. That's a lot of freaking bread, bro. Especially if you have placements that are compounding. Come on, dude. Some people are set for life off of 1 song. If you get a placement that has 1 billion streams, that's millions, bro, in your pocket. You're a millionaire.
That's
dude,
crazy.
1 song gotta blow up, bro. So that's why I'm in it for the win. I'm in it for the craft. I'm sending out melodies because I'm like, I know all I gotta do is get that 1. And I'm chasing my dreams, bro. And if hypothetically I'll never get a placement again, I'm doing what Spitfire's doing. And I'm building a sound design empire.
Wow.
Because I love making contact banks. I love making sound kits. I love doing pedals. And a lot of people love the melodies, sounds, the phrases, the analog lab presets. Serum 2 just came out. Serum 2 presets. That's on the market too. Now I'm gonna make a Serum 2 preset bank. Sell it for $30. What's the math on that? If you have 100 customers, bro, like let's say you have 1,000 customers or you have 1,000 followers and you drop a Serum 2 preset bank, but only 100 people buys them, that's $3,000.
Right there.
That's $3,000 right there, bro. Within the week, you get 1,000. That's $30,000, bro.
You can buy a
Have a
car or
1,000.
whatever.
You know what I'm saying? You drop that a couple times every year, you making like 120, 150 grand off of music. And all you gotta do is sell it to 1,000 people. But it's easier said than done, bro. Like you see me, I'm still trying to figure it out. I've been doing this for like 5 years, bro. That's still relatively short for a lot of people.
So in terms of that, let me ask you, what would you say are the steps to go full time for anyone who's trying to achieve it?
First, you gotta figure out what you wanna do. Like, first, you gotta create your character. Like, who are you gonna be? You wanna get placements? You want to drop kits? You wanna make VSTs? You wanna make reels? First, you gotta figure out, like, what do you wanna do? And where do you see yourself? Like, what do you wanna have? I feel like too broad of a vision, you can't really, like, you gotta break it down. Like, some people are like, I wanna be a successful music producer. But, like, what does it take to do that? Write it down, bro. Write out what your goals and what your obstacles would be. One thing you need to have is commitment, bro. You have to be committed, bro. And what I mean by that is you have to be committed to the game. You gotta be committed to life. You gotta be committed to the fact that you might work for 3 years and see nothing. Obviously, if you're doing that, you're making some wrong decisions. But you gotta be committed to that. You gotta be committed to the process of making those wrong decisions to realize that I have to make some better decisions. You have to be committed to the fact that this is gonna take a lot of time. And if you do get overnight success, then you need to figure out how to keep that going for a long period of time. If you do get something that sparks, you have to figure out how to keep your momentum going. That's the law of momentum, bro. The law of atoms, combining stuff. One little second. Every second that you're spending doing this is adding up to something. You're gonna record this video. Now you have footage to edit. You're gonna post it on your YouTube. You're gonna make another YouTube video. So your time is always going towards something. So whether it be reels or studying, whether it be junk or eating some healthy food while listening to a piano piece, it doesn't matter. Like your time is going towards something. So you have to be committed to all of that, bro. And when it comes to taking the steps, I would say that if you want to build a personal brand, then you have to find something that's going to be appealing to somebody in your field. Let's say music. If you're building your personal brand, then you need to use your phone to make some reels to get in front of people, right? If you have a product that you want to sell, it's not the fact that nobody wants it. It's the fact that nobody knows that you have it. So you need to figure out how to get yourself in front of hundreds of thousands of people to show your music off to. Now, how do I do that, Mac? Well, it's not by posting black screens. It's not by posting a little visualizer. It's by finding something attractive, finding something appealing, finding something that's gonna hook somebody. It's the same with everything. Skits, movies, what do you want to do? A car wash? What do you want to do? Taco truck? Anything that you want to do, any business you want to start, you need to use your phone and you need to make some content. I'm sorry to say it. Years ago, I used to be like, hey man, you can create content, but you don't also have to create content. Now you have to.
Yeah.
You have to, because there's so many people. Who's gonna notice you out of the pool of hundreds, millions of producers? Who's gonna notice you? How are you gonna get your work out there? You can do it locally too. Word of mouth never fails. You could be the biggest in your city and still have customers and clients. The thing about me is that I have a social brand that's coming up in the local scene too, because now, like when I'm going to Atlanta, sometimes I get recognized by somebody in the airport saying like, hey, you're that producer, because I'm wearing my brand, got the fro, got the glass, I'm always, I'm just being me. And some people in a bigger scene, a bigger music scene like Atlanta may be like, yo, what's up, bro? Like that really happens. Like, I ain't like that yet. Building a personal brand comes with posting content, bro. Getting your stuff around, bro, and providing value to somebody. That's what I'm gonna say. Like, that's my bottom line. If you want to be able to do this and monetize and make some money off of it, then you need to be providing value, bro. You need to be seeing how people can how you can help them, bro. It's not so much in the beginning about how people are helping you and paying you. It's more so much about how you're helping somebody else in the beginning. And that's when they'll be a loyal customer to you. Then it's when they help you return. Like for me, I helped a lot of my subscribers and my peers. I wasn't making a lot of money. I wasn't getting placements. I was getting some views and subscribers though, right? I kept doing that and I kept coming through with videos and knowledge and sauce to where people were like, bro, this guy has been so consistent that I'm going to buy something from him. Boom, $100. Or boom, they might see an ad I ran. But all I'm trying to say is building a personal brand for that side of being in the music industry is very important, because you have loyal people to you. You have loyal customers because you're always creating new stuff. You're always creating new content. You're always trying to find out how to provide some sort of value. That's never going to end. Spitfire Audio is always providing value, whether it be free or paid. Free, paid, they drop deals on something. They drop videos, breakdowns, like email lists, tips, shorts. They're always giving people something. People like me watch them. Producers, if you're trying to get placements. See, I just talked about personal brand building. Personal brand building will revolve around bringing value. And personal brand building will also get into the placement scene. Because if you already got some motion going on for you and people see that your music is good, bro, you'll get placements, you'll get opportunities. Number one on the placement side, make sure your music is good. See, when it comes to personal brand building, the expectations, you can make a cool trap beat and people will be amazed off of that. In the placement scene, in the music industry scene, simplicity is still key, but you gotta be like freaking talented, especially nowadays. Because guess what, bro? There's so many sample makers, so many producers, so many drummers compared to like 2016. I'm telling you, this stuff gone so fast, like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. That's almost 10 years, bro. And within the span of those 9 to 10 years, how many producers have really started making beats, bro?
A lot.
A lot, bro. No thanks.
The competition and all of that stuff, but there's opportunity there as well.
Too, because you can monetize your beats off of those hundreds of thousands of people. Now they're fans of you and you're fans of them. There's always plenty of space to grow. But the music industry is different from the producer community. It's not the same. Music industry is more ducked off. Private studio sessions. Like, bro, I had a studio session in a roller rink before. Ice skating rink with a trampoline park right next there, like Sky Zone or whatever you have in Poland, like a super center, right?
Yeah, something
Like with
that.
a bunch of activities. There's a studio back there. Nice as hell. It's like a secret society, bro. It's the music industry, bro. And I've gotten a taste of that being in LA. Oh yeah, here's the studio in here. What the hell? All these synths gate kept over here, bro. And the music industry, where you need to go off of is if your music is good, that's cool. But if your networking is good, that's even better because you're able to build relationships. If people like you, that's all you really need. They just have people to really grow with and mess with you, bro. You know, like you're not weird. You're not trying to have no ulterior motives. For me, my purpose is I'm just trying to make some hit records, bro, and impact some lives on this earth while I still have the time to be here because we ain't got all the time in the world, bro. So I know that I can impact some people through my speech and through music. But yeah, sound and speech, bro. It's all sound at the end of the day.
But when you're true and you're really just like a cool person and all of that stuff, yeah, the people will like you. And when you provide value and fix their problems, that's probably another good thing you can do.
Yeah, and don't be a pushover. Like, don't be too nice. Have a little grit, bro. Because at the end of the day, even though you want to help people, you still have a life to maintain. You know, you still got bills to pay. So you gotta tell them like, yo, like I'm here because I'm trying to get some records. I'm trying to make some timeless music because I know timeless music is gonna impact the world. And on top of that, it's gonna pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, even though I wouldn't want it like this, like we gotta work for the dollar, bro. You know what I'm saying? We gotta put the dollar in our pocket. Money gives you more options, bro. It gives you more options. It gives you more freedom. People talk about happiness. Let's not think about money brings happiness. Let's talk about what money gives you. It could give
A
you
tool.
It's a tool, bro. It gives you space. You can't live without this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't live without money. Sorry, bro. You have to have a good 75-25. Like, you have to have a good balance. 75-25 balance. Like, you're doing this 75, you're creative, 25, your business. Or 50-50, you're creative, 50-50, your business. You got to make sure your stuff is in order. You have to be assertive. Because if you're not, then life is just going to smack you, bro. What are you going to do? Huh? You get smacked up again. What are you going to do? You get kicked on again. So when you're in this industry, definitely know, like, hey, bro, I'm the shit. I got value to give to people. And I know the drummer does too. So let's come together and collab and make some hits. And you can't be so nice about it. You gotta be like, hey, like, what are we doing here? Like, I'm here to work. Like, London called me at like 12 a.m. last night. I was getting ready to go to sleep. I need this for this dog tape. I need this for this Lil Baby tape. Like, I need this for this Kodak tape. Like, I'm getting up and I'm coming down here in the middle of the night so I can come through. I can present. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody likes him, London on the track, who is a well-renowned producer, believes in my sound, believes in me enough to call me and tell me like, hey, I need you to work on this. I got there because I built the connection with London. I met him in person. You know what I'm saying? I shot him a DM. We linked up, and a lot of producers, I'm checking in on them. I'm commenting. I'm reposting their stuff. I'm showing love. But at the end of the day, bro, I just want to be supportive, man. And that's what's going to get people to really rock with you is because the fact that you're just supportive and you want to see other people win. If that's who you are. A lot of people are just like straight up like selfish. I don't want to see nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they still get far, but I can't really speak for those other people. I'm not them. You got the personal brand. You got placements. You got networking. There's no steps, bro. The steps is that you got to shoot. That's what you got to do. You got to keep shooting arrows, man. If this is what you love doing, if you respect music for music, if you respect synthesis, sound design, pedals, cables, wires, mixing, mastering, like if you respect everything music like I do, bro, it's a limitless world to what you can learn and what you can do and what you can sell to people. It's not all about selling people, but if you have something that you can offer to somebody, sell it. Never do anything you're good at for free.
That's a fact. And way before you said something about dropping out. Did you drop out of high school?
I don't even like to put it like that, but yeah, technically I did. I'm currently now studying, trying to get my diploma. I'm about to get that this summer. That's gonna be cake work, you know, less light work. But I did that because COVID kind of took time away from a lot of people. A lot of people was inside, right? Like the whole world was damn near inside and isolated. A lot of people was panicking being inside. I was like, wait a minute, this is an opportunity to escape.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity to run, because what if when COVID goes back, I'll be making money, I'll be generating, and that's exactly what happened. I took this time during COVID, during online school, and I was like, nigga, I'm about to lock in, bro. There's no other choice, man. And I could have went back to school to see my girl, but that had to end too, because I was like, damn, I'm sorry. I just have a vision, man. I see something within my life that I can change. I can break the generational curses, because no one in my family has ever done something that I've done because of the internet. That's why I tell people, like, hey, man, I'm only here because of the internet. I won't advise nobody to drop out, man, because you don't got COVID no more. And if COVID was here, I'm like, bro, you better lock in and, as much as you can on content and producing, man. You know what I'm saying? You're running before it comes and gets you. That's what happened to me. I was running as long as I could before the COVID ended and everything went back to normal. When everything went back to normal, I wasn't normal. I was like, oh, I got streams of income coming in. Like, I don't feel like I need to go back to school. But I still feel like school is good because it keeps you in that state of learning. It's a very powerful state to be in. Even with this music stuff, bro, I learned. But when I was in school, I was learning something. I was putting my brain to work every day. You know, now it's a little bit hard for me when it comes to solving problems, looking at the technical stuff, because I've only been creative. I haven't really been strategic. I haven't really been like looking at the math problems like I should have. I'm just only creative. And it's not the best. You want to kind of provide a little bit of that in. So now I'm studying my GED. I'm a little lost on some things because, like, damn, I haven't thought like a schoolboy in a minute, bro. Always keep education in your life no matter what.
But going back to those decisions, it's always hard when other people don't see the vision, right? When they don't really get it, the feeling that you got, and you gotta cut off somebody or something to really pursue that vision.
It's life, man. It happens, bro. People are gonna come and go. Everybody has phases in their life of friend groups, peer groups, living with your parents, not living with your parents. Like, I've been damn near isolated since COVID for like 5 years. I've only took a couple trips to Atlanta here and there, to Miami, but like I said, I've been in the house since 2020, bro. I got my home studio. I got some bread I can do. I can get to go out and have some dinner with my pops. Like, I got peace. I help my grandma. I got peace, bro. I better enjoy it now, because I know there's gonna be a time in my life where I may not have this type of quiet time. I may get bigger, and some people are gonna need more of my attention. Like, I need you over here. I need you over here. I might end up getting a girlfriend. She's gonna need my attention. And then I know one day I'm gonna have kids. They're gonna need my attention. And when I have kids, half of my life is gone already. Half of my life is going to my kids. That's it. Like, when you have a child, you have to accept the fact that your life isn't your life no more. You have to devote a lot of it to your child, bro. And that's just the real deal. So when you have all this time, you better enjoy it. You better live life and breathe, bro, because I'm telling you, man, a lot of people tell me that they wish they had this much time as I did, and they would have put it into something that focuses on their craft, bro. And that's what I'm always trying to do, is just focus on the craft, bro.
And do you got any schedule to like making sure everything is done, like everything is taken care of?
It's hard to stay on schedule because I may procrastinate, I may make excuses, but that's just coming to an end because I gotta grow up, bro. Like, fuck that procrastination excuses shit. Like, forget that, man. Like, I don't have any space in my life for that. I've realized I don't have any space in my life to complain. I don't have any space in my life to be lazy and oversleep. I don't got no space. I don't have an excuse, bro. For real. I don't have an excuse to get addicted to something, man. I don't have that. I don't have that space, bro. When it comes to me being hard on myself on schedule, I know I gotta get on schedule. But sometimes, like I said, I let myself lose, bro. I'm tired of doing that. And anybody out there, just know I'm in the same boat as you. I'm trying to get up out that boat. But I'm telling you, bro, time ain't finna be here forever, man. I was just 15, bro. I'm about to turn 20 in October. Damn near. Like, when do you turn 20?
May. So we turned 20 this year, bro. It was like, we was 15 like a while ago, like a blink of an eye, you know? So like, it's...
Now you got your own spot. You know what I'm saying? Now we got bigger and better stuff going on. Like, now we growing up, bro. So for me, I kind of put a little time pressure on myself, saying like, man, I want to be like this. I want to be grown. I want to have this shit together when I'm this age, man, you know? And it's just good to keep that right there to let you know, like, it's a reality check. I can relax, but I can't do too much indulging. I can't do too much procrastinating. I just don't have time for that, man. If you're out there watching, a schedule is going to save your life. Getting up early is going to save your life. The girl in sleep early is going to save your life. And sometimes you're going to have to go to sleep late and get up early, bro. Just save your own life, bro. Straight up.
But still, you gotta set up the bar sometimes higher, right? You can't just like stay in the same place as you are. At some point, you gotta progress, like reach out your goal.
100%. Like I said, if you're, I like to say super achiever, bro. If you're a super achiever and you're trying to do something, like, for me, what I'm trying to really do is build some crazy generational wealth, bro. I'm trying to get some generational wealth. I'm trying to get some millions for my family and to see if my grandkids can have some sort of trust. That's a lot of work, bro. That is like, that's a lifetime goal. I'm gonna be working for my entire life. I gotta say, I'm okay with that, bro. I may get this until I'm like 70, 60, but But if I put all those years into making good decisions, staying out the way, making good long-term investments, and just keeping my mental health straight, then I should be able to get that, bro. Straight up. So I'm always setting the bar higher. Who knows? Change the world, maybe. Like, you always gotta set the bar higher, bro. Because, man, this life, bro, all imaginary. Straight up. It's make-believe, bro. Whatever you want to be, you can be, bro.
So you saw some things before you really like achieve them, and like when it comes to that vision about the, I don't know, law of attraction and all of that stuff, like to really, like you said, the imagination, right? That you maybe saw some things before they actually happened.
Man, I'm telling you, like, I'm getting back to doing that because, man, that's actually very powerful, bro. Because when I was really young and I had like no barriers, because like growing up, you get some sort of barriers, whether it be your mental health or you got responsibilities now. When I was just like in the midst of COVID 2021, 2022, I could see everything that I have right now clearly. And I'm telling you, like, there'll be nights that I would try to meditate and really visualize it to the point where I started crying because it felt good to have. I just felt it, bro. And that's how you know you're good at you're gonna do something when you get chills down your spine because you're like, wow, this feels real. This feels like I already have it. That's something that I need to get back to doing right now. Back to visualizing, back to building my world in my head, bro, and taking action. Like I'm telling you, you gotta make life a fun game for yourself, or else you're just gonna get bored. And what happens when you get bored? You waste time. You know what I'm saying? You waste your energy. And I've gotten bored plenty of times because I didn't make it a fun game for myself. And sometimes it's not gonna be fun. You gotta wake up, you gotta do this routine. What do? Cold shower, eating greens. But I'm telling you, man, that side of the coin is way better than feeling miserable about yourself. And on top of that, what happens when you feel miserable? You also feel regret. And regret don't go away.
That's the worst thing, like you could do, like you could do better and you could really focus and all of that stuff. You could really pursue that vision, but you didn't.
When I tell you that I've been there millions of times, you know, I just had to stop being so crazy hard on myself, man, because I wouldn't do anything then. I would just be focusing on what I could possibly do instead of actually doing it, bro. And I would be kind of afraid of the future. Like, damn, like I've wasted so much time. Like, is this who I am? I've created a version of myself that does procrastinate and makes excuses. That's when you have the version stuck in your head. The version of you is never set in stone, bro. You have no obligation to be the same person you were 5 minutes ago. You can always reshape and reform yourself, bro. Never let anything hold you to past or what you did, bro. Like, you could always make a decision right now. And I feel like that's what everybody forget. And society tries to make us forget is that, like, oh, once you did this, you're that person. Unless you did some crazy shit, right? If you're still, like, trying to go through the motions of life and you're trying to figure out who you are, never let anything pull you down or drag you back because you made a mistake or you did this, you know, or you had these addictions or you looked at this. Never let that be who you think you are, bro. Because you could be anybody you want to, man, every second.
So what would you say could help people watching to overcome their limiting beliefs?
Do some stuff that you're not used to doing. Do some stuff that feels very uncomfortable and scary for you. That is the key. You have to go out there and do what you be seeing them 3 a.m., 5 a.m. guys be doing. You have to be that person. The reason why I say it's going to be scary is because that your brain and your mind is not wired to sweat, go out there and run, and then come back and hit the gym for 30 minutes. Like, if you're not wired to do that, then you're going to be in pain. You're going to be in hell. You're going to be like, damn, like, why did I even do this? Until after it's done, you're like, whoa, I feel kind of good. Wait a minute, let me pick up this celery real quick instead of the Sour Patch Kids. Like, let me pick up this greens instead of these Reese's peanut butter cups. I feel kind of better. Let me drink a little bit more water than I drink today. I feel kind of better. It's gonna take about a week consistently, or more than a week, like a month, 2 months. Like, for me, I've wired some bad roots in my brain, and I still got some traumas in my brain that I'm trying to, like, get out of myself, you know, and accept about myself, you know. So I'm still in that phase of trying to accept who I am and what I've done. But I would say in order to stop getting into those limiting beliefs, you gotta, like, crush them. Like, whatever you feel like you're limited to, you gotta go ahead and do it, like, right now. Like, for me, it would be streaming. I like streaming, but I don't like streaming because when I stream, it brings two things: anxiety and fear, because I'm so focused on what other people are saying about the stream. I'm judging myself from another person's view. Even videos, I get lazy on that because I'm thinking, like, this video isn't good enough to post. But I have to stay on the consistent schedule, you know? Enough of that going back and forth with yourself, man. That's the worst shit. Don't go back and forth with yourself, man. Commit to something. Stay committed, bro. Like, if that's one thing I would have told myself, is like, stay committed to not only the music, but your personal growth in your life. Stay committed to your mental health, bro. Stay committed to meditating, getting down and taking the time out for yourself, bro. Right now in my life, I feel like I'm too focused on looking outside, bro. You know, I got the binocular. I'm trying to look for something outside of myself. Trying to look for some more happiness. Trying to look for the next synth or the next gear. But it's never gonna make me happy until I get right with what I'm doing, bro. Like, and you're always gonna have limiting beliefs. You just can't give any power to them. Everybody has limiting beliefs. They just ignore them, bro. And they choose to go with the shit that empowers them, like running outside or taking a cold plunge, spending time with the family instead of going out with the party. Like, and they're also enjoying themselves and they accept themselves. They get to move on from the mistakes that they made because you're also gonna make hella mistakes in your life. You gotta be like, hey man, that happened. That's life, bro. I just gotta do better and keep it moving.
It's war. It's a battle, you know. It's a battle, and you gotta win it. Just in a long period of time, you gotta like small wins and overcome small limiting beliefs like one by one, and just try to stay
Man.
stronger than that.
Hell yeah, you're gonna have small wins. You're gonna have days where you feel like the world is in your hands, bro. You're gonna have months where it feels like that. If you keep on going with your momentum, you're gonna feel like Kai Cenat. Every day is a new story, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I pray that people get to experience that type of success in their lives too, man. You gotta work hard for it and keep maintaining your vision, bro.
And what would you say is like your main focus right now when it comes to your brand and yourself? Like you kind of responded to that, but what would you say is that main focus when it comes to your craft, business, your life, whatever?
I'm trying to set boundaries where I give my time and attention to. And I'm trying to really focus more on getting more stuff done. I had a lot of ideas and a lot of projects that I just never got done because I just never got back to it. But I'm trying to finish stuff. You know, I'm trying to get stuff sent through. I'm trying to get stuff uploaded, get stuff posted. I have a very bad habit of giving people sneak peeks. Like every artist does this where they give somebody a sneak peek on their story, but they never eventually like release it. Stuff like that, bro. Like I'm just prioritizing more action and more posting, bro. That's what I want to do. And that's what's going on with my brand right now. And on top of that, like since I'm prioritizing that, I'm also prioritizing like learning the hard stuff. Like for me, it's synthesis and sound design. Like you would think like, oh, Max is the sound design dude. Like, but I'm really just somebody who just toys around with everything and puts it in a preset and calls it a day. I want to be somebody with the real knowledge of like, this is what resonance does. This is what the matrix does. Or this is what a LFO, low frequency oscillator, voltage controlled oscillator, like VCOs, bro, you know, stuff like that, filters. I'm trying to be a geek when it comes to this because I just been kind of exploring and doing what I'm doing and going about the motions, but I want to be a professional, like a nerd in what I'm talking about. Even with the business side, if I'm able to spew out that royalty talk on the spot, I'm getting there too. I just got to keep reading that book every day. That's a lawyer book, big educational college book. And like I said, I haven't been in school in a minute, so I got to get back into the motions. I just been creative. I just been creating. I need to get back to putting the suit back on in my life and showing up early to the business meetings. You know, like I can't just be this dude who just does whatever. I gotta have the real knowledge solidified in my head, and I realized that. And so if you're somebody like that, then I recommend you to like really like learn up on some stuff, instill it in your memory, read a little more, just read your manuals, read your pages, bro, and just go crazy, man.
When it comes to all of that stuff, I like to say to myself, even to myself, like you just gotta perform, right? Would you say that's true? You just gotta perform, like you just gotta be
100.
professional.
You gotta perform. Even if you fake it till you make it. That's how it works. You gotta fake it till you make it. And the only reason why it's fake is because that's not who you believe you are right now. Like when we're doing something out of character or out of the ordinary, we're probably talking to ourselves like, bro, this ain't you. What are you doing? Stop doing this. Trying to play the piano. You're like, bro, you're not Beethoven, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not this guitarist. You got so many of these anxieties telling you like, oh, you haven't practiced for that. Just quit it. But it's like, how am I supposed to get good if I don't practice, bro? Like straight up. I saw a picture. It was like, bro, stop. You're not good at it. And you're like, if I stop, I won't be good at it.
That's a fact. That's
like
a fact.
simple stuff like that. You just gotta stop stopping. Like if you want to start starting over, stop giving up, bro. You know, I gave up on a lot of things, bro, and I went back to it again and did it again for a couple of weeks, but I just gave up on it. I may have compromised to my time schedule or my feelings, which you just gotta be rock solid about, saying like, I gotta show up for at least 10 minutes. One is better than none. Perform, bro. Go out there and show up, even if you don't know nothing yet. Your ego is gonna tell you like, oh, you need to get up out of here. You don't know none of this. But you gotta like silence your ego and be like, quiet, bro. I'm trying to learn, bro. I'm actually trying to do this. I've been going back and forth on the piano for so long that if that amount of time I just took just to do an hour a day, I would have been Beethoven for the past like couple years, you know? I'm still learning basic stuff that I should have been instilled in my knowledge. And that's another thing when it comes to balancing so much, is that you can't have no distractions, bro.
You cannot afford them, basically. You cannot afford them because you got so much stuff. It needs to get done. You gotta work, you gotta improve, and it's no room, like you said, no room for distractions and all of that bullshit.
It's gonna be an exchange because you could either take the distraction and lose a skill. Happened to me all the time. I lost a part of what I learned because I just got so distracted. I ain't come back to it days later. I didn't do it in my mind every day. So I'm over here talking like I'm 50, bro. Like I'm 60. Like I don't have time left. But hey, 20 is kind of scary, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to make sure that I'm still on top of my game, bro. Straight up.
Yeah, that's a fact. Going more into like production and also people, you said that you meet London on a track. I also saw that story, which is great. And also when it comes to those situations and meeting with the big dogs, let me say, maybe that's a random question, but you met Metro at the airport and I want to bring it up. How did that happen?
I met him, got off the flight back in St. Louis. Metro is from St. Louis. So he did a show for the Cardinals. That was his last day there. He was about to board his flight. I was using the restroom. I came out. My dad saw him and he noticed him, bro. And if I wouldn't have got off that flight 10 minutes earlier, or if I had like not have used the restroom, if I had would have got some food or something, like I probably would have never met him.
What was the conversation basically?
I said, yo, Metro, I did a lot of songs for Future. I got some songs. I showed him my catalog. Did turn a click up. You know, that was cool. And that gave me the opportunity to tell him, like, hey, like, we should get some work done, bro. That is another thing. Like, didn't I tell you about not being too nice and being a pushover? Like,
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people saying, like, I met Sexy Red, I met Kane Carson, or I met this person, but I just didn't ask him for now. I was kind of too afraid. Like, bro,
Just shoot your shot, like.
these are human beings that have masks. Those masks are called money and accomplishments. But what if you strip that all away? They're humans.
Just a regular guy, right?
Just a guy. I'm just a guy, bro. Hey, man, what's your number? I asked him for it. I got Metro's number, bro. I send him loops now.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? I
shit.
send the Metro Boomin'em, bro. Because I took that initiative to say, forget it. Forget all this anxiety. Forget all this stuff that I believe about myself. What's your number, bro? We need to work. I feel like I need to work with you, bro. If you don't feel like that, that's completely fine. I can't change that. But I'm not gonna ever turn down meeting somebody like that and not trying to get some work, bro. Not trying to collab, bro. Even if we don't make a placement, at least we got a beat together or something, like straight up. And guess what? Metro don't even answer my text, bro. I still send him stuff. And we met months ago. Months and months of music is being sent to his phone. I don't know if he's ever gonna look at it. I don't know if he will. I don't know if he has already. The world will never know, bro. But like, I don't care, bro. Like, I'm still there. I'm still shooting. I'm still sending stuff, melodies, VSTs that I think will help him in his journey, bro. Because I'm trying to support, whether it be Metro or Sizzle or Wheezy. Like, at the end of the day, to me, like, these guys are still gentlemen, man. You know, they're still people, still human, man. So, hey, Wheezy, you need this VST? Like, I just sent you a Smat. Like, I just sent you this VST. Or I just sent you some presets. Like, I'm talking to them like I talk to my friends. That's what I'm trying to do, is just help people, man. To me, in life, nobody's above or below, bro. All it is just masks and external stuff, bro. You know, accomplishments and stuff. Like, that's cool, your work. But at the end of the day, like, you still got to be a good, kind-hearted individual no matter what, man. Because I've seen billionaires regret a lot of their decisions because they were mean to people. They were like, man, just be nice to people. That's it. These are billionaires. And they're saying, if one thing I regret is not being more kind to everybody. What's up with that? Life ain't all about the work. It ain't all about getting up every morning and putting in the grind. Like, it ain't all about that. Sometimes it's about waking up in the morning and breathing, or walking down the street and saying, it's a good evening outside, isn't it? When I run, I see a bunch of old people and I always greet them, and it always just makes me feel better that they say something back. Like, even if they don't, I still greet them while I'm on the jog. It just makes me feel whole because I prioritize good human interaction. I'm a sensitive person, you know? I get emotional over small little things. Not like mad or nothing, but more of like, I got a big heart for a lot of the world, man. I like to see people win. I don't scam nobody, do nothing illegal. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing this for just money. Like, I'm trying to have peace in my life, bro. That's what I'm trying to do, bro. Like, you only do that by doing things that make you feel at peace.
Yeah, that's a fact. Like, we got less and less people like that, I feel like.
With these videos, we'll create more.
Yeah, hope so. And like, also, I gotta ask you about the TM88 interview, because you did one. How did that happen? Like, he reached out to you, like, you recorded video with him. It was crazy. I watched it. How does it feel like? How it was, basically?
He emailed me.
Oh.
He's like, yo, this is TM88, man. Like, he emailed me because I sent loops. So I sent to his email, which I didn't even know if that was his real email. I just shot. The same thing happened with Wonder Girl recently. She texted me in the middle of the night. She was like, yo, can you just text my number? I was like, who is this? She was like, hey, it's Wanda. In my mind, I'm like, wait a minute, who is this Wanda? Like, it could be Wanda somebody else. Like, you know, somebody named Wanda or something. She was like, yeah, this is my email you've been sending to. And bro, I'm telling you that it was some random ass email that I saw her post on her story like almost a year ago. And I'm telling you, when I just sent loops and sent melodies consistently, she finally saw them. She finally opened it. You see the variables that come about within this shit that you just can't control. You see that there's so many things that could possibly happen for you to get a placement. So when that TM88 stuff happened, he just emailed me. It was like, yeah, we should hop on Discord and do like a seminar for some people. I recorded it, I uploaded it, and TM88 did a few after that, but I think he stopped doing seminars in the Discord server. But I think I was like the first one to do like a big seminar with him. That was great, bro. I'm trying trying to do more.
And kind of different topic, but what would you say is the best way to handle the rejection when it comes to music? When it comes to sending out stuff, networking, making connections, how do you just like deal with rejection?
How else should we deal with it? We're gonna get mad? Oh, fuck you. Oh, man, I don't need you anyway. We finna have ego in it? Just say, okay. If you get rejected, there's some people that will reject you just out the blue, like saying like, nah, I don't need it. Or there's some people that will tell you like, hey, I need loops, but right now your loops ain't standing out, or your beats or your melodies ain't standing out. Some people want to be real premature with their work, which I don't agree with. I feel like that you have to master something before you even present something to somebody. And when I mean master, I don't mean like, you can put your 10,000 hours in, bro. Like, put your 10,000 hours in for sure. But like, I'm talking about really get good at something. Really have a force in something, whether it be you're good at creating samples. And some people learn quicker than others. You just can't control that, bro. You got to keep studying and figuring out. And I hate to say it, but there's some people that never get it. Some people may never get it. They just quit. Or they may not quit, but they've been doing it for so long, for like 10 years, that they haven't had even their first placement yet. There's so many things that translate into being a full-time producer, into getting placements, into getting sales, into connecting with people, into following. Like, it's a lot of stuff that I can't explain. And that's where people will bring in God, universe, stuff like that, because there's so many things that you just can't explain in life. You know what I'm saying? You gotta believe in something. And so for me, I would say when you're dealing with rejection, that's probably because that you may not have the best music that fits the ear yet for the other person, or you may look like somebody that's trying to like leech. And what I mean by that is like when you know you just got started and you're new. If you're new at making samples and you're trying to send out, what does that look like? That looks like you're trying to be an opportunist only. It looks like you don't really care about the craft. You look at my page, bro, music producer, I run Wavescrate, I got plaques, I got placements. I got placements on what movies and TV shows because I'm dedicated to the craft. When people look at my brand, they look at my followers, they don't look at it necessarily for a vanity metric. Most of the time it's like that. But another percent of the time, it's that they look at the dedication that I put, bro. They look at the studio. They look at my videos. So I feel like that if you want to work with people, you have to show people that you're dedicated. And you can't fake that, you know? People can tell when you're new and just starting out. Why would they work with somebody who hasn't even mastered nothing yet? You're trying to work with the master, but you're still a novice, bro. It don't make no sense. You at least got to work with the master when you're at least really good at something. That's why I'm working with people like Wheezy in London. They're masters at their craft, and I'm becoming a master at mine. Notice how I said becoming. Still feel like I got a lot of ways to go.
Yeah.
Q Beats, I feel like, is a master of the craft, you know? Metro Boomin is a master of his craft, bro. These are still people at the end of the day, but these are also people that put a lot of time and energy to dedicate into something like music production.
And a sacrifice.
Big sacrifice, because they're cutting out all the security that they have when it comes to getting jobs, going to school, having a generic life. They put it into making beats. That sounds insane.
Yeah.
To damn near almost all of the world. You make beats for a living, and a lot of people will even think you're a broke producer. And a lot of the time, the starving artist thing is real. A lot of talented people, but they're starving. They don't know how to market. They can't promote, but they're talented as hell. But if you take the talent with the good promotion and fuse it in together, what I did, what a lot of other people are doing, someone's get a guitar. All you gotta do is put the phone up and play the guitar.
I was about to ask about that. Would you say that many people don't try enough hard, like they don't take the second step, let me say, or the first step at all?
I don't know what it is. I can't tell you what other people do. I don't know what's going through people's minds when they don't take that risk or they don't take the second step. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's fear and anxiety, but whatever it is, figure it out and get to work. Because you don't have all the time left in the world. I had to learn that when I was super young. Nothing is guaranteed, no expectations. You don't have all the time. That's it. That's your 3 right there. That's your big reminder to yourself that you need to enjoy your life by working hard, working smart, and spending time with your family. Spending time with those that you love. And trying to avoid all confrontation, all conflict. Like, sometimes confrontation is good. Get some grit on your skin, you know, have some tough skin, but it's pointless, man. Yelling, arguing, getting mad at everything, it's pointless. If anything, it just leads jail, prison time. You getting killed or something. It's pointless to fight, man. You just gotta feel free, man. If you're in an environment where you can't be happy, do everything you can to get out of that environment first, because your environment shapes you, you know? Your environment really does shape you. And if you're not in an area where you can't focus and concentrate, unless that was your situation, like you had to get into a new spot so you can really take some time out for yourself and to focus on your vision.
Would you say that starting young is your advantage?
Yeah, 100%. Hell yeah. I'm not finna sit up here and be like, well, you gotta work hard. Like, no. The fact that I started young, I had more time. And I'm never telling people, oh, you just gotta work, bro. I know I'm blessed. It's because I was able to kind of see it a little younger when many people didn't see it when they were younger. And I don't look at that and try to flex on people. I'm like, okay. And if anything, it ain't over till it's over. You still have time. Do what you gotta do, man. You're just not as young anymore. I'm not as young anymore. I'm not 16 anymore. I would love to go back and be 15 and make better decisions, you know? I love how everything unfolded, but I still feel like you just gotta accept that part because it's self-love at the end of the day. You gotta accept everything you've done, all the decisions you made. So I wouldn't tell myself nothing. But I feel like the huge advantage I had was because of COVID, and it was because I had to start young. Another thing was I was in poverty. I didn't have money to do all the cool, fun things. My dad drove a taxi cab, and he was robbed twice, almost killed one time. I didn't grow up with both of my parents, and I didn't have the best clothes to school. Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? That's a misconception that doesn't sit right with me. Everybody thinks I kind of just, not everybody, but some people think I just got the golden spoon. Like,
You're just like born with the fucking Wavescrate, and here we are. Yeah.
no, not at all. And the fact that I said I'm the first person to do this in my family should tell you a lot, bro. It should tell you that my family are go to school, go to work, have a family, settle down. That's it. We got dreams and we try as McFarlanes, bro. But a lot of people in my family have gotten caught up with different distractions. But I know everybody was just as powerful as I am, bro. I know everybody was just as had the ideas. Like my dad could have did everything he could have wanted to do, but life just hit him. Some things just ended up distracting him and distracting my mom, distracting my other aunts and uncles and my grandparents, you know, to where everything is kind of cluttered now. And now I'm born in this area where I got my family, but we're really not free. You know, my dad's working this taxi. My mom ain't here, you know, divorce happened. I'm living with my grandma, you know what I'm saying? It's not the American dream, you know what I'm saying? It ain't the American dream with the atomic household. And I never trauma dump because I'm grateful for it all, man. I'm not gonna cry because it happened. I smile because it's over. I had to work young. I had to do this shit young. Because if I didn't, I'd be in a very messed up place.
That's deep. That's really the true. Like people see you on the internet and all of that stuff, but don't know that situation made you just like be like, okay, I gotta do something. I gotta just do something because if I'm not doing something, it's not gonna be colorful for me.
No, it's not gonna be all colorful, man. And there's more colors now, bro. But back then, it was rough. Like I'm not gonna say I was starving. Like yeah, whenever I needed some McDonald's, I got like a little $5 menu, but it wasn't nice, cool little watch, nice own merch. Like you know what I'm saying? Some days you gotta wear the same clothes the next day, like to school. It's like it's cool. I ain't tripping. I just pray for those that are going through that right now, and I pray for the strength that they have. Because anybody that's going through that right now, you have the strength to change it, no matter what. You have the power to do that, bro.
Especially in those times with those possibilities.
100% with the internet, bro. Nuts.
What would you say are your this year goals, like 2025 year goals, like besides what you said before, but do you have any like goals, like straight up goals, like let's make like 150,000 or whatever it is, or like let's launch my merch, let's do this, let's do this. Do you got any like straight up goals for this year?
Sometimes I didn't like having goals because I just wanted to work my hardest with no expectations, but I feel like you do need some goals so you can keep track of where you're at. So I didn't really set goals coming in this year, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm setting some for the rest of the 3 quarters because this first quarter, I kind of didn't know where I was going. Kind of didn't really have any direction. And I should have been planned it out at the top of the year. But like I said, like I'm still young, I'm still growing. I still have a lot of young kid habits that I'm trying to get rid of, especially running a couple businesses. Like I was just telling myself the other night, like the CEO lifestyle is what I have to do now. Now we gotta wake up and get green juice.
You just gotta man up, right?
You gotta man up.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm pretty sure you understand. You're 19.
Yeah.
Like you probably catch yourself doing some
For sure,
stupid
bro.
teenager shit.
Yeah.
And some people do it all the way until they're like 26, 27, man. And I just had to realize it like, hey, I ain't finna be a kid forever. I ain't finna be young forever. So I gotta get the man knowledge I gotta get, bro, and really do grown man shit. That's it. Cause I'm so used to being young and being a kid and having fun. And I'm pretty sure everybody is until life hits them. And for real, like a lot of people in the world ain't ready for life to hit them. Yeah, man. Like I got some goals. I'm gonna plan out. I really don't say my goals, man. My goal is to be a better version of who I could be from last year. And I know with what I can do and what I know now, I can really take that 10 times up, bro. Straight up. It's all about awareness at the end of the day.
When it comes to this year also, do you got any like some songs gonna drop, like some crazy records on the way or snippets or whatever, or just like you don't even know if it's gonna drop, if it's really recorded at all?
Thing about it is that I could talk about all of that, but I'd rather talk about it when it's uploaded, when it's posted. It's always good to roll stuff out. But you know, I always got some stuff cooking. No matter what. Like if you see me, just know I'm always working on something big, you know, or an expansion inspiration or something, I'm always working on something small. I'm just always working on something. I'm always securing some song cuts. I'm on the wave, bro. You know, I'm just going through the motions of life. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff cooking though, for sure. Got a lot of sound kits dropping, got a lot of VSTs dropping, got a lot of songs coming out. I'm not gonna go too deep into it though, for real.
Okay, cool. So you're very exceptional, right? With all of the stuff you do. Would you say that you'll be one of the greats one day, or like pioneers or whatever, like top guys? Would you say that?
That was one thing that I was like always super sure of, that I want to be a legend in the music producer community. But without putting a label on it, I want to do the best I can to help people, and so that they could help their kids or help their friends. I want to do the best I can to bring peace into somebody else's life. So whether it be I lose it all tomorrow or I lose it all in a couple years, I still feel like I'll be recognized as somebody when it came to being a creative. I want to be recognized as somebody. I know that people forget, and I'm not in here to be this legend. I'm not in here to be somebody that's like Jesus Christ. I'm not here to be a prophet. I'm here to spread the good value of positivity, man. Whatever I gotta do by doing that, dropping kids, making videos, like I'm all for it. But yeah, I feel like everything that I'm doing, it'll keep people talking about me for a couple years. But after that, it's like I'll just be another person in history, and there'll be somebody else just like me, and I'll be old, and I'll be telling the same story one day.
But you know what? The crazy thing is that, of course, you're bigger than me, but we are not some Michael Jackson type of thing. But still, if we like die, somebody's gonna like be, oh shit, he died. Like they know us at some point. Like, of course, you're bigger, so I cannot compare.
I was
But
thinking about that.
that's crazy, you know?
I was thinking like if I were to get up out of here tomorrow, I'd be like, people would probably talk about it for like a year or two.
Like, rest in peace, this guy. Like, that's crazy, because if you
That's-
don't have the internet, there's gonna be like just your family and some people from the school, and that's it, right? And that's now some thousands of people, even. Like, it's crazy.
The fact that you made an impact, that's what it is. So if that's the case, like, yeah, I want to feel like I'm a person that made an impact while I was here, while I had the time I had, you know? I just want to make an impact. You can't take nothing with you to the afterlife. You can't take memories. You can't take family. You can't take objects. You can't take nothing with you in the grave, man, except your body and your soul. Mind, body, and spirit, bro. Just work on that, and everything will really fall in place. No cap, man. Because if you got your mental ability, you know how to think clearly, you know how to work, you know how to monetize. If you got your body right, you got more energy to work and monetize and clear your mental. If you got your spirit right, you're good with your creator, man.
I feel like some people cannot focus, cannot find their way, because they all fucked up when it comes to like mental and health also sometimes, and all of that stuff. It's like that's the different parts of life, but people sleep on them, like you probably said before. They sleep on those other platforms of life or whatever, like this other stuff, health and, like I said, mental. And that's why probably they cannot focus as much and have as much ideas and be as productive and all of that stuff.
And you see it with late musicians like Kurt Cobain and Avicii when it comes to suicide and drug addiction. You can be great at playing the guitar and you can have millions of fans, bro, and all this money. But if you're not right mentally, spiritually, physically, you're gonna feel like you don't even have a part of yourself. And all the money and the mask that I keep talking about, these masks in life, bro, of who we think we are, gets all dispersed because who we can be. Like you have a secret intuition inside yourself that's like, it acts like magic, that you know who you can be, you know who you want to be, you know what you want to do. But depression is deep rest from that person. If you're depressed, that means you've been spending your entire life being somebody who you're not. You've been spending this entire time doing something that you shouldn't be doing. Like, that's when I feel like depression comes in. The sadness is because you're not achieving what you really can be achieving out of yourself, out of life, out of family. You're just kind of ignoring it, you know, or you got this trauma that has affected you for a long time and you haven't accepted it yet. So all that leads up to the final moment where people take themselves out. And yeah, you could have an impact on millions of followers, millions of dollars, man. Family is all good, but you're still pretending that it's all right, bro. And I was doing that for a long time. I'm pretending it's all okay. But no, I figured that even though I had all these successes and accomplishments, something is missing. I had to get that right, bro. You got to make sure that's like maintained straight up.
And also get to know yourself, basically.
Man, dude, that's probably the most important thing ever, is knowing yourself, bro. I didn't want to get too deep, bro, but the thing about it is that this information can change your life. Why would I gatekeep this? It's underrated knowing yourself, bro. That will prevent so much BS happening in your life because you just have awareness. Because you know what you like and what you don't like. You know where to go and where not to go. You know who to mess with and who not to mess with. Because you're just your antenna is up. You just keep your antenna up with good information and just mastery, bro, with who you are as a person. Like, if anything, forget all the producing stuff. Like, you got that in the bag if you just master yourself, bro. If you just master what you're hooked onto and what you really love, you gotta master that too. Master your laziness and your complacency. And yeah, you just gotta realize, like, just get to know yourself, for real, for real. Get to know yourself is funny as hell.
Yeah, that's a fact. And the that's a process too. That's another different topic, but for the whole conversation that we got, I see the Wavescrate. So I gotta ask you about the brand as well. Like, can you expand about it a little bit? Because I'm really interested. How does it look like? You gotta sell a couple pieces. How it's gonna look like? It's gonna be like no limited stock and all of that stuff. And when you drop it, like more information about the brand, because I love the brand. I love the rug. I see it for the 2 hours we're speaking, so I need to know.
Yeah, man. Soon, one day, I'm going to get it where it's automated, where people can buy a good pair of clothing. But for right now, what I'm going to do this summer is I'm going to have like 10 to 20 pieces that I sell limited. If anything, I just want to get people inside the merch. I want to kind of create some stickers, put inside, and manually ship it out. Really make sure that I'm taking my time when it comes to dropping merchandise. But that's the thing, though. I've been trying to do this for years, so I'm tired of just kind of waiting around. However, I'm going to do it. At first, I'm going to make sure it's limited because it's good quality. I don't want people to buy it off of some print on demand type of site. The quality is terrible, you know? I don't want that. But with that being said, I don't want to wait too long either. You know, I want to get some hoodies going, get some hoodies made for my local print shop and have 10 to 20 of those and just kind of like get those out there. Maybe in a couple months, I might do another drop with some hats. And then by 2026, I'll have an automated website to where everything is being manufactured in a warehouse. But first, I just want to get a couple sales off of it, see how the pricing works, make sure my profit margins are good. Yeah, get somebody wearing it on their skin, bro.
So when it comes to more technical stuff, I gotta go back to the kids, right? I need to ask you about some stuff for me and for the people maybe as well. First question is, do you run paid ads? And also maybe some advice for anyone who's trying to turn around some kids, just get in the game.
Yeah, I do run paid ads, and I do it on Instagram Boost. I know a lot of people use Facebook ads. Facebook ads is way better because you get Instagram, Facebook, you get the whole platform on your hands. I do it on Instagram. Some people do Google ads, YouTube. I haven't necessarily tried Google or YouTube yet. If you want to turn $1 on your kids, bro, for me, like I loved making drum kits at first, and then I started getting into melodies. So sound design for me is just really like anything I want it to be. Like whether I put this Prophet 10 through one of these pedals or I put a kalimba through one of my sampling synths, like it's a whole world that I just love to do. So you have to figure out what your niche is. Like what do you like to make? I also like making analog lab banks. My boy Keon also did too. So we invented these things called multi-keys, which is just round robins when you press each key. You know, we ran with that, bro. I dropped a couple multi-key banks too. But for let's say like your Keon, you make a preset in analog lab that's really fire and people will pay money for you to do that. Run with that for as long as you can while figuring out your next product drop in the background. The thing about sound kits is that like people say it's getting burnt out, but I only feel like it's getting burnt out because people are doing the same things. Can we make some presets for like some other VSTs? You know what I'm saying? That would be dope too if we just started using other VSTs. Like if Analog Lab 6 came out and it had way new features, like a bunch of new features, like that'd be a whole thing to market off of and monetize off of, bro. You know, it's Analog Lab 6. For example, Serum 2 just came out. If anybody watching this, I would get on making some Serum 2 presets and selling them because since new VSTs are going to be dropping like every year, you need to be figuring out how to create like new preset banks and new sound kits and new stuff like that. Doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Like I'm trying to innovate, bro. That's my number one word, is trying to innovate. So with every kit that I'm dropping, even if it's another Analog Lab bank, it's going to be something new in it. So I'm making a new concept for Analog Lab where I'm taking pieces of instruments I have in real life and putting it inside of the Analog Lab instead of just playing around with the knobs. I'm actually going to be sampling stuff from hardware and old gear a lot of people don't have. If you're going to do sound kits, please do something that's innovative and please make something weird and crazy. Don't do the same thing everybody else is doing. Find your niche and build your personal brand and also have cool visuals too.
Yeah, that's sauce. And like those synths and pedals definitely make a difference. Like you can hear these sound kits stand out.
I think they definitely do, bro. Especially with the older type of stuff that I'm trying to get. Like I have a microcord over there that has like a really vintage sound to it. And the Prophet 10 also has a vintage sound to it. Prophet 5 even has more of a vintage sound to it. And the Polybrute I got over here has a very unique modern sound. So yeah, bro, I got best of both worlds, man. I'm also trying to get more too.
Crazy. So yeah, man, appreciate you very much that you came to my video, that you really found time to really do this again and give some game to the producers, give some real life advice. Appreciate you, man. Do you want to say anything, like a last advice for producers? What you want to say?
Hey, I'm going to say that, listen, man, throughout all this, you know, life is very short, bro. I'm starting to realize. I'm seeing my dad get old, seeing my grandpa get old, and nobody likes to see that. And I just remind myself that it happens to everybody. And so when you realize that and how much time that you really have, I'm just going to say, put it towards spending time with your folks. Put it towards doing something that's going to actually make you feel good about yourself. Do something that's going to actually make you feel like you feel alive, man. I ain't talking about no climbing a mountain with no harness, man. I ain't talking about going out and fighting bears, man. Like, do something that's purposeful, man. Always put purpose over short-term gratification. Always put purpose over pleasure, man. And just remember to live a fulfilled life. You know, find out what really makes you you. Find out what really makes you happy, and just run with it. Whether it be you're a music producer, a welder, or somebody who put together synths, like, find your purpose and passion, bro. Because if you don't, then you're just gonna be like everybody else when it comes to just going just through life. You know, your time is gonna be stretched thin, and you're gonna have a lot of regrets. I don't wish that on nobody, bro. If anything, the bottom line is just be at peace, spread happiness, bro. Do the shit you love, man. Straight up, bro.
Great advice. So follow Macshooter and stay tuned for new stuff.